right on the money there. All right, so up next is the much maligned, often criticized Playbook of Eli. I don't want to do self-martyrdom here and put myself in that category, but, you know, I've taken some shots in my day. Here's what you got to know about Playbook of Eli. They don't really give a shit about fantasy football, and they should. They should take it a lot more seriously. But they like doing podcasts about fantasy football more than they do, drafting and doing their homework. So I think I have a good knowledge of football players. I often draft them years after they should be drafted. I'm notorious for that. So this year, my plan was to just kind of throw caution to the wind and just go with best available and see. I didn't do a lot of homework and just kind of see where it gets me. I drafted some guys I traditionally don't draft, and I wanted to see where that would get me. So go ahead and shred me. Have at me.
All right.
What is your assessment? Hold on. Before that, what is your assessment of me as a fantasy football enemy? Let me have it. I'm a big.
Well, I'm gonna tell you that. I mean, it seems like every year in the first 2 third rounds, you go ahead and say, "Fuck it, I'm gonna do it." And traditionally, that's turned up bad. Speaking of Mr. Slayton at the number 5 overall pick 2 years ago, I forgot who you picked last year.
Chris Johnson, Frank Gore, all those
Johnson.
guys.
Yes, fair enough. And those were, fuck it, I'm going to do it. So every time you say that, you make a pretty terrible pick.
Okay, so how many times did I say that this year, do you think?
I think for the first 3 rounds.
Okay.
And at least in the 5th. So about 4 or 5 times.
Okay, so go ahead. Let's look at my roster.
We could probably make a drinking game out of it.
Yeah, we should.
So I'm going to go ahead and review your roster. Actually, in the first round, you picked Cam Newton. While I personally don't care for the pick, everything else says that's a great pick. I mean, he's the number 3 rated quarterback. You know, he's not going to get you 40 touchdowns. He's not going to rush for 14 touchdowns again. I think that the teams have caught up to him. I think that, in the second half of the season, he slowed down, and I think that's going to, he's going to smooth out this year. But you know what? He's rated that high. His average draft position's that high, and you got him in the first round. You're going to get him in the first or second round. Fred Jackson, while I'm a Buffalo homer, I don't like the Fred Jackson pick in the second round for the simple fact that you could have had DeMarco Murray, a Trent Richardson, a Mojo if you were up for Mojo, but it's not a terrible pick. I don't like because he's going to split time with Spiller, but apparently, maybe you see something I don't. Reggie Bush in the 3rd round. I think that you could have had a better. I mean, I don't know if you could have anything better than that. I just hope he pans out for you. Last year was his first year panning out. He's got a new coach, new offense. I don't know if he's going to do the same thing. I love Victor Cruz in the 4th. He's got great upside, especially with Hakeem Nicks always being hurt. Jason Witten. He's got a lacerated spleen, right? I just hope you know that. We all know that.
I do know that.
Beanie Wells coming off injury is he's just trying to get his legs under him. He's got a lot of people. He's got some guys on his tails like Ryan Williams. He's got some people on his tail trying to take his job. I love the Jeremy Maclin pick in the 7th round. Peyton Hillis, like you said, man, a white running back. That's it. Sidney Rice needs a good quarterback to throw him the ball. Overall, you got some upside, you got some downside. I think you're pretty much in the middle. And if I had to give you a grade right now, which I do, I'm going to go ahead and give you a C-, strictly on the fact you got too many question marks in primary positions.
All right, so I will accept that C-. C's get degrees. So let me then hear what Matthew Berry has to say, so you can. I'll start cooking up the crow, and then you can just eat it.
Well, Matthew Berry gave you a higher grade than he gave me. He says clearly you have other plans during the playoffs, but gives you a C-.
He gave me a higher grade than he gave you, or than you? No, you gave me a C-, so you're right on.
No, I gave you a C-, but he gave me a D. So
Well, I hope Matthew Berry knows I have the same plans every year during the playoffs, and they're not to be in the playoffs. So maybe this year will be the year. And Cam
I just
Newton,
want you to get your first win before week 10. Let's start with baby steps.
all right, I'll accept that, and we'll